Dolphins basketball today on YouTube as Guilford Tech is in town in Region 10 action. Hi again, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Titans of Guilford Tech, 1-13, 1-12 in the region, 0-6 on the road. Dolphins 3-11, 2-7 at home, and 1-11 in Region 10. Let's meet the starting lineups. First for Erica Handy and the Titans, it's number 3, Precious Harris. Number 4 is Autumn Clark. Number 14, Zoe Davis. Number 15, Tovia Rooks, and number 22 is Ava Freeman. For Joe Gaughan and the Dolphins, it's number 4, Chelsea Rivera, number 5, Princess Kennedy, number 15, Nashia Williams, number 22, Destiny Mitchell, and number 30 is Kaya Starling. No Amaya Glenn today. She is sick. Dolphins and Titans both hungry for victories. Dolphins looking to make it back-to-back. They split the weekend trip in Virginia, falling to Southwest Virginia on Saturday. And then they beat Richard Bland 65-63 on Sunday. So first Region 10 victory in the books. And for Guilford Tech, their lone victory of the year came against Brunswick back in November. We'll talk about that here in a moment as the putback is no good by Mitchell after Williams missed her shot. So Titans just 1-13. They beat the Dolphins for their lone win of the season on November 10th, 53-44. Titans outshot the Dolphins 51% to 27%. Dolphins did have 18 steals in that game. Rebounds were plus 12 to Guilford as the Dolphins getting on the glass here. It's Williams going coast to coast. Now she'll swing it out. Kennedy with a foot on the line. Can't get the jumper to go. Rebound by Davis. Here is Harris in the front court now for the Titans. So Titans have lost 13 straight as Brunswick comes away with the steal here. They look down low. The flip shot no good by Williams from the baseline. And both teams cold at the start. We don't expect a lot of offense here today. Both these teams averaging under 60 a game. 51.7 for the Titans, 57.1 for the Dolphins. Guilford is 145th out of 153 teams in turnovers per game, as that goes out of bounds back to Brunswick. Guilford Tech is averaging 27 turnovers a game. They're 152nd, second to last in three-point attempts per game, so they're not going to shoot a lot of threes either, and 144th in overall field goal attempts. So both of these teams kind of at the bottom offensively, and Kennedy can't get it to go from point blank. Freeman pulls down the rebound, and now it's Harris into the front, or excuse me, that's Freeman into the front court now for Alexander, my apologies. Amir Alexander early sub in for Guilford as the traveling violation will give it back to Brunswick. So we have played about 2 minutes, no score yet. Guilford Tech has been held under 60 points in the last 6 straight games. So that's something to keep your eye on if you're a Dolphins fan here. You want to try to get to that point. Really, it's a game where two teams struggling offensively. One gets on a run. That could be that one run could end up being the factor. Kaya Starling. Kennedy going to attack, flips it up, and she is fouled. So Princess Kennedy going to go to the free throw line. 12.1 points per ball game, 7.3 rebounds. And in the absence of Shantae Douglas, she has really stepped up. Kennedy had a great trip in Virginia. 21.5 points per ball game, shooting 41% from the field, 9 rebounds a game. She's looking better at the free throw line as well. She is averaging also 4.5 offensive rebounds a game in the first 2 February games. So really good trip to Virginia. She gets the Dolphins on the board. It's 2-zip. Trapping pressure on. Again, Brunswick with 18 steals against Guilford in the first meeting. Good ball movement here by the Titans, and the bucket does not go. Kennedy with the rebound. She'll push it into the forecourt. Swings it out to Rivera, cross court. Williams, now Starling for 3. In and out. A lot of one and done so far. Down low, Jones into the game. Jones takes a couple of quick shots since coming in. Brianna Jones, 6.5 per game off the bench. She's 0 for 2. Starling, here's Rivera with that brace on her knee. Kennedy on the block. That was tipped away. Nice read there by Thompson. So Jocelyn Thompson off the bench as well for Guilford, as they've been subbing at every dead ball. Harris attacks, blocked by Kaya Starling. We've talked about her shot blocking in the past. It's really improved. And stepping into the jumper, no good. Mitchell cleans it up, no, and nobody can buy a field goal in this one. We've had 2 free throws, and that's it. And that's what I'm saying. You get up, you can have a great start, get up 10, 15 points. One of these teams can make a run. That might be good enough. Inbound goes to Williams. It's swung to Kennedy, top of the key. Back to Rivera now. 14 to shoot for Brunswick against this zone. Mitchell back to Rivera. 8 to shoot now as they turn it over. It's going to be a steal by Freeman, who's back in. Harris into the front court. And the pass is too long, and a nice deflection there by Williams to force the turnover. Johnny Smith, the lone sub available for Coach Joe Gaughan, will come into the game as Williams sits down. So going to have to be careful with fouls today. None yet so far for Brunswick, but with limited players both ways, I think Guilford's maybe only 7 or 8 deep themselves. Mitchell on the good ball movement. Cannot get the bucket to go. Oh, we were praying for that one, weren't we? Here is Clark to the bucket, and we are even at 2. Clark had 7 in the first meeting. She's on the board to tie us at 2 apiece. Mitchell to Rivera out deep. Kennedy in the corner.
Too slow. Let's go. Pick it up.
This is Smith. 9 to shoot. Nice rocket pass, and it's swatted back. Good defense here by the Titans. Clark can't get it to go. Put back by Harris. She's blocked, and they're going to call actually a tie-up. And the possession arrow will keep it here. Rooks is back in. Freeman out there. Alexander, Jocelyn Thompson, and Clark for Guilford. And Rivera gets her first break for Brunswick. So Alexander to inbound it now for the Titans. Off the jump ball possession arrow. Too strong on the jumper by Clark. Another offensive rebound. So Clark, top of the key, cut off. Double team comes to Thompson. Gets it back to Clark with 10 to shoot. It's Thompson from the elbow. And the offensive rebound goes out of bounds back to Brunswick. We have played half the quarter. We have 4 points. It's Guilford Tech and Brunswick. We are tied at 2. Welcome back, everybody. Always big thank you to our friends at Coastal Transplants, sponsoring Brunswick basketball. So Rivera back in, Starling on the bench as Joe Gaughan again just doing his best to keep everybody fresh with just 6 bodies today. Dolphins turn it over here as Rivera throws it away. I got to say, I am frustrated with how both of these teams have come out. You come out at Guilford Tech has lost 13 games in a row. Brunswick just won its first Region 10 game. Guilford has beaten Brunswick before. So they're coming to town. If I'm Guilford Tech, I'm getting off that bus with my eyes open. I want 20 in the quarter. And if I'm Brunswick, I've got all the momentum after beating a good Richard Bland team on the road. I'm coming out strong. No, nothing like that. We have seen the opposite from both of these teams. So, let's see if the Dolphins can get something in transition here. They can. Kennedy has all 4, and Brunswick retakes the lead 4-2. So defense to offense for the Dolphins. Into the forecourt now, it's Rooks. Defender went for the steal, and Davis answers right back. I think they might have been listening to me. Zoe Davis averages 11.6 points per game, had 8 points in the victory over Brunswick back in November. Handoff to Rivera, steps inside the arc, can't get the jumper to go, rebound by Rooks. Harris had trouble with it, recovers in the corner. Harris gets by the defense and then lost it out of bounds. Kennedy will go out as Starling comes in. So, second tie of the game. We have had no lead changes as Brunswick comes into this game 3rd in Region 10 in steals per game, averaging 12 a game. Mitchell has it far side. This is Smith. Rivera gets a screen. Destiny now on the elbow. 12 to shoot. Kaya Starling attacking, throwing it up, looking for a whistle, didn't get it. Staying with it was Smith. And the shot clock reset. It never should have, as Mitchell buried the jumper, but that's a shot clock violation most likely, and the officials are going to talk about it here. We're going to put 10 on the clock. That's pretty generous. I think it should be Guilford basketball, but the officials keep time themselves as well, so they know better than I. So it'll be Starling to inbound it here. Rivera gets it back. Starling now to Rivera. Williams with the air ball. Rebound by Davis. This is Harris into the front court. Throws it full court. And down low, shooting it over a double team. Unable to score was Rooks, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. Tovia Rooks, 71% free throw shooter on the season. Chance to give Guilford Tech its first lead here today. Mitchell gets her first rest as Kennedy comes back in. Again, the first free throw good for Rooks. And 1 out of 2 offensive rebound there by Freeman, but she traveled, couldn't pick up her dribble. So Dolphins get a break there. Trailing at 5-4 here in the opening quarter. So far, Princess Kennedy with all 4 points. Her hot streak continues. Lone offense so far. Smith to Rivera. Rivera attacks, throws it up, draws contact on the newly inserted Brianna Jones. So Jones picks up team foul number 2 on Guilford. And that'll give Rivera a chance to get it going at the free throw line. 76% free throw shooter, Chelsea Rivera. 11.9 points per game on the year. 4.4 rebounds, and 2.8 steals per game. Glenn and Rivera were averaging over 3 steals a game for most of the season. Their teammates have picked up their pace, so their numbers have fallen while their teammates' steals per game averages have risen. So we have our first lead change of the afternoon. 2.5 to go here in the opening quarter as they throw it away. Kennedy with the steal. Kennedy out on the run. Kennedy looking for the extra pass. It was off the mark. Luckily, Williams was there, and the Dolphins will have to reset here. But trying to lead more defense to offense here for Brunswick in this opening quarter. 2 players are cutting in the same exact spot for the Dolphins, and they turn it over. Joe Gahan is a patient man. That's all I can say. Clark out deep with it with inside 2 to go. Clark swings it out, corner. It's Harris leaving it underneath, and it's stripped. Another steal for Brunswick. This time Kaya Starling. Starling attacks, swings it out to Rivera. Her jumper, no good. And the rebound controlled by the Titans. Clark with 2 points. Davis with 2, Rooks with 1. Harris trying to get on the board. Her 3 is good. Precious Harris, almost 11 points per game on the year, at 13 as Guilford Tech beat Brunswick back in November. Rivera was the high scorer in the game with 16 points for Brunswick. She has 2 here in quarter number 1. A steal here by Clark. Clark, nice recovery there by Rivera. Did a nice job to force her into a tough angled shot there defensively. So Rivera gets the stop. We're inside a minute to go. Dolphins opportunity to tie or take the lead here with a 3. Starling will try to tie us up. Flip shot, no. Rebound by Davis. 41 seconds to go in the first quarter. And Davis couldn't handle it. Kennedy with the steal. Williams blocked. Clark making a nice defensive play there. Autumn Clark, not known for his shot blocking, but right place, right time there. Did a nice job to also deflect it, so it's going to be Titans basketball. Mira Alexander is back in. She'll bring it into the front court for Guilford Tech. Yet to win on the road this season, the Titans. Shot clock and game clock are basically the same as the Dolphins get another stop. Kaya Starling's played great defensively. The offense has struggled, but defenses both ways have been on point here in the quarter. Starling for 3, no good. Ball tipped out, and at the buzzer, that shot will not count. So Titans have a 2-point lead over the Dolphins. 10 minutes in the books. We'll be back with quarter number 2 here in just a moment. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be back with you. Brunswick trailing Guilford Tech 8-6 as we start the second quarter. Needless to say, both teams struggling a bit offensively. The effort's there defensively both ways. The Dolphins have been forcing a number of turnovers on the Titans. Again, the Titans, one of the worst teams in the NJCAA in turnovers per game. And for Guilford Tech, their defense in this zone has been outstanding. The Dolphins have yet to figure it out. So here we go, quarter number 2, as Rivera goes to work. Kennedy with 4 points, Rivera with 2. 3 for Harris, 2 for Davis, 2 for Clark. As Kennedy gets the friendly bounce. Some contact there. Princess Kennedy ties us for the 3rd time today. 3 ties, 1 lead change so far. Kennedy gets in the passing lane, and they're going to call that out of bounds off Guilford. So Princess Kennedy comes back and makes a nice defensive play. Hiroshima, glad to be back with you from the home studios in Ohio. We just started our snowstorm. The snow has just started to fall here in Cleveland. Rivera, I'd show you a picture of it, but you all saw your own snow earlier this year, didn't you? This time it's a steal for the Titans. Harris now pushing it into the front court, and she is fouled by Williams. Brunswick fell by 9 to Guilford Tech in the first meeting. Trying to avenge that loss and get back-to-back wins after taking down Richard Bland on the road on Sunday. They lost big against Southwest Virginia.
Oh, she can't put her arm out.
Turnaround by Jones, no good. And Jones is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. That's 2 quick ones on Brunswick here. Brianna Jones, 67% at the line this season. Jones, 6.5 points per ball game, 4.3 rebounds off the bench for Erica Handy's team. It's the 2nd foul on Kennedy. That's big. Again, she has played so well for Brunswick down the stretch here without Shantae Douglas, and can't pick up that 3rd here in the half. She's going to have to be careful. So Jones misses them both, and what do we got here? I see no signal for, they called a travel on Guilford, so it'll be Dolphins basketball as Brunswick catches a break there on the rebound. I don't think anybody's happy with the officiating start here in this opening minute of the 2nd quarter, as you might be able to hear as Rivera takes it left side. Kennedy attacks. There you go. Attack the zone, Princess. And draws the foul on Clark. Starling to inbound it for the Dolphins. Williams between the circles. Back to Starling, this time on the right side. And just threw it right to Jones, who was there. And then Jones threw it right back to Brunswick. Here's Rivera into the front court. What is the stoppage? It might be a clock issue. Davis is back in for the Titans while we are in this delay. So shot clock now at 27. Kennedy will go out as Jenny Smith comes in. So Williams to inbound. Rivera out deep. Smith, Williams, threw it high for Mitchell. It's another turnover. Rooks into the front court. Harris will back it out. Thompson over to Clark. Brooks thought about stepping into that and then double dribbled with the basketball. Just mental error after mental error here in this first half as the Dolphins get it back. Rivera goes right side, gets it back from Williams. Rivera had it poked away. Coming up with it again, another steal for Clark. She's wrapped up and she'll go to the free throw line. Autumn Clark. Good foul there by Williams as Clark shoots just 47% from the charity stripe. So Dolphins will make her earn it. That is Brunswick's third team foul already here in the quarter. Kennedy back in. Williams will go out. Guilford trying to take its second lead of the afternoon. Offensive rebound by Davis. Put back is good. Second bucket for Davis. Correction, she had a couple free throws. So that's her first field goal, but Davis now with 4 in the game. Rivera on the far side. Kennedy, top of the key, backing down, going to work, drawing the foul, count the bucket. Kennedy up to 8 points. Princess Kennedy has upped her free throw shooting. She has really improved from the free throw line as she's now got 9. And we have our second lead change today. Dolphins by 1. Half-court trap is on here for Brunswick. Davis to Alexander in the forecourt. She'll go right to the hoop. Nobody picked up the ball. Alexander's first bucket. Just 2 points in the first meeting between these two teams. Alexander already with a couple on the board now here for Guilford as they go back on top. Kaya Starling on the near side. Kennedy in the lane. Kennedy counted in the foul again. Kennedy in double figures. So Princess, opportunity for another old school three-point play. And it's been really nice to see her improvement at the free throw line. Her form looks better. She looks more confident. What a second half of the year for Kennedy. What a game she's having. 12 of the 14 for Brunswick. It's Kennedy 12, Rivera with 2. Alexander now out deep for the Titans. Dolphins up by 2. Tip away by Rivera. Rivera with a 2-on-1. Rivera to the bucket. No. Offensive rebound to Kennedy. Her bucket is good, and Kennedy's got 14 of the 16. Brunswick takes the biggest lead of the game. Got to be careful, again, either one of these teams, we talked about it in the early going, since both teams struggle offensively, you cannot give up a big run in this game. You got to hang around the 4, 5, 6, 7 point range. And if you're the Dolphins, got to keep the pressure up defensively, push this lead out. Shooting over the double team and scoring. The Titans, that was Davis. So Davis now up to 6. Much needed bucket there for Guilford Tech. Rivera, Starling, extra pass to Mitchell. The bunny, no good. Rebound by Davis. Alexander pushing it. 5:32 to go. Alexander, no. Starling the rebound. Smith throws it ahead. Open look, Rivera. Way off. Rivera struggling a bit with her shot here in this first half as Alexander throws it ahead to Harris in the front court. Harris hit a triple, the lone 3 of the game. She'll try another one. Short on that one. Starling the rebound. Here's Rivera into the front court. Rivera hesitates. She'll attack. Pull up. Can't get the bounce. Struggles continue. Lucky break there for Brunswick, though, as Harris was out of bounds. We're just past the midway point here in this opening half. Dolphins leading by 2. We'll take time. Dolphins basketball brought to you by Coastal Transplants. Chris Sheeman back with you. And it's Brunswick by 2. Princess Kennedy has 14 of the 16. Dolphins basketball out of the timeout. So Kaya Starling to inbound. Both teams with 3 team fouls. Rivera with the other 2 points. Gets it over to Mitchell on the far side. Destiny back to Chelsea. And they force that pass as the defense really starting to collapse around Kennedy. So Titans get a turnover. Davis has been hot. Davis and Kennedy really just might as well go one-on-one out there. So we have 4 ties, 4 lead changes now as we're even Steven at 16 apiece. The play has been much better here in the second quarter. What a pass, Kennedy, and the bank shot by Smith. Beautiful offense, unselfish play, and nice little cut there by Smith, you know. She knew that Kennedy was going to get the eyes drawn on her. That's good basketball intelligence there. Attacking Rooks. Rooks is fouled by Mitchell. 4th team foul on Brunswick with still 4:07 to go in the second quarter. Kennedy going to go out. Toby Rooks hit 1 out of 2 from the free throw line back in the first quarter. Good on the first one here. So 3 out of 4 from the free throw line for all her points. And we are tied for the 5th time today. It's Williams back in the game. Kennedy goes out. So Dolphins got to find something without Princess Kennedy out there for at least a couple of moments, as Joe Gaughan trying to give everybody a little breather here and there. Dolphins will have to inbound it far side with 13 on the shot clock here. Kaya Starling, 3rd in Region 10 in blocks per game. She's got one here in the first half. Deep look at a 3, no good by Smith, and the rebound controlled by Rooks. Rooks throws it away. Rivera will try a triple. Yes! Little momentum there for Chelsea Rivera. Let's see if that can get her cooking as Brunswick goes up by 3. Alexander. Davis. Harris hit one from that spot. This one's blocked. Second block by Starling here today. Rivera now in transition. Nobody picking up Williams. Gets it to the cutter, and the bucket is good by Mitchell. Dolphins now lead by 5, biggest lead of the game for either team. Titans, to their credit, doing an okay job against the trapping pressure so far. It's really been in the half court that they have turned it over like they do right here. Rivera with the steal. Rivera swings it out. Williams jumper, air ball. But these are good minutes with Princess Kennedy on the bench for Brunswick, and they've been able to increase the lead. They get another stop here, and it'll be Brunswick basketball. We're going to get a timeout called by Guilford Tech. 2:24 left to go in the opening half. Brunswick leads 23-18. Back to live action. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you as the Dolphins have started to pick up the tempo, looking more comfortable offensively, and Rivera, they're going to count that bucket. So Rivera now up to 7 points. Remember, folks, this is a Guilford team that has not scored 60. They've done it just once this year. So if the Dolphins can, get to 30 here by the half, as they increase this lead. In a game like this 8-point lead, you can, double it basically. This is almost like a 16-point lead. Got to keep the pressure on, though. Davis has been hot. Offensive rebound put back good by Jones. That's her first 2. So nice response there by the Titans. Minute 50 to go in the half. Rivera out to Mitchell. Starling top of the key. Rivera, miscommunication there, and it's a rip away by Harris. Harris 2-on-1, will take it herself. Can't score. Clark the putback, got it. So back-to-back buckets here by the Titans. Williams now. Williams going to work. Too strong off the glass. Davis the rebound. Harris throws it ahead. Down low, nobody's in the paint, and it's a 6-0 run just like that for the Titans. 26-24 Brunswick. Inside a minute to go until halftime. Mitchell, Rivera. Rivera's picked it up now here in the second quarter with 8 points. Kennedy has 14. Nice screen there, leaving Smith open. Gets the jumper, her second. Janice Smith now with 4. Good to see her, not hesitating. She's got to shoot the basketball and really attacking here in the second quarter. So is Jones. Couldn't get it to go. Another offensive rebound. Boards have been a problem. They waved the bucket off there by Davis. She's fouled. That, I believe, is the that's the 15th foul on Brunswick. So free throws for Zoe Davis and an opportunity for her to get into double figures here. Davis with 8 points today. Make it 9. Kennedy with 14 points. Rivera with 8. Smith with 4. Mitchell with 2. And now Davis with 10. 4 for Clark. 3 apiece for Harris and Rooks. 2 for Alexander. Forgot about Jones. All the way at the bottom of my notes. Jones has 4 as well. That's deflected off Davis, so it'll stay with Brunswick. Shot clock is off here for the Dolphins. They've been able to hold Kennedy out of the game. She picked up 2 fouls. Here's Rivera. Fakes, pumps, can't score, and that's off Brunswick. 11.4 to work with now for the Titans. After they fell behind 8, credit Guilford. They have fought their way back now, an opportunity to tie it or take the lead even into the locker room here. As they get it down low, Jones again can't score. Put back is good by Davis. And we are tied for the 6th time at halftime. 28 apiece. Brunswick and Guilford Tech, 2 teams hungry for a victory, and they're showing out on the court. We'll take the halftime break, folks. We'll come back, bring you the first half highlights, second half action here in about 14 minutes. You're watching Dolphins basketball here on YouTube. So let's see if the Dolphins can get something in transition here. They can. Kennedy has all 4, and Brunswick retakes the lead 4-2. Kennedy with 4 points, Rivera with 2. 3 for Harris, 2 for Davis, 2 for Clark, as Kennedy gets the friendly bounce. On the near side. Kennedy in the lane. Kennedy counted in the foul again. Kennedy in double figures. Even Steven at 16 apiece. The play has been much better here in this second quarter. What a pass, Kennedy, and the bank shot by Smith. And the rebound controlled by Rooks. Rooks throws it away. Rivera will try a triple. Yes! Davis. Harris hit one from that spot. This one's blocked. Second block by Starling here today. Rivera now in transition. Nobody picking up Williams. Gets it to the cutter, and the bucket is good by Mitchell. Welcome back, everybody. About to get going here in this second half with Brunswick and Guilford tied at 28 apiece. Chris Sheeman back with you as we're underway. Pretty tight game. Dolphins did manage to push it out to an 8-point lead, but nice response at the end of the half for Guilford. 6 ties, 4 lead changes as the Dolphins get the first bucket here in the second half. Defense to offense again. Name of the game for Brunswick. Princess Kennedy with 14 points, a game high. Zoe Davis with 14 for Guilford. Here's another steal for Brunswick. Kennedy goes to work. Kennedy can't get the bucket. Ball deflected out. Extra possession for Brunswick. Davis has 12. Clark Jones with 4 points each. Rooks with 3. Harris with 3. Alexander with 2 for Guilford. Kennedy with 14. Rivera 8. Smith 4. And 2 for Williams, 2 for Mitchell for Brunswick. As we're underway now here in this second half. Far side Clark. Her pass deflected. A steal by Kennedy. Threw it right to Davis, though. Davis with some smooth-looking post moves. Now Davis matches Kennedy for a game-high 14. So those two players have 28 of the 60 points on the board. Almost half the points in the game from those two players. 7 ties, 4 lead changes now. Kaya Starling to Mitchell. Gets it back to Kaya. The flip shot, no good. Starling gets her miss. Turnaround jumper, no good. And the rebound chased down by Harris. Harris out to Rooks. Another offensive rebound for Jones, who's got quite a few of those here today. Couldn't get the putback, though. So 2 minutes into the second half, tied at 30, and what we expect to be a pretty close game throughout. Two teams that struggle a bit offensively. Starling swatted on the putback attempt. Slow to get up. Titans do have numbers. Nobody back. Kennedy recovered, and somehow the Dolphins get a turnover out of that. Williams, the home run ball into Mitchell in the front court. Cutter, Rivera can't get the bucket. Put back, no, by Kennedy. Kennedy stays with it and scores. So not pretty, but it works. Kennedy now with a game-high 16. Dolphins back on top by 2. 32-30. Dolphins gave Guilford Tech its lone victory of the year back on November 10th. Titans won that game by 9. And they forgot about Clark, and Mitchell with the foul. Just one sub in the game today for Brunswick as Amaya Glenn is out with an illness. So 2 fouls on Mitchell. Kennedy had 2 in the first half. Some shuffling here for Erica Handy's team as Freeman in the game. Thompson also out there, and Alexander checking in, along with Harrison Clark. So Clark up to 5 points. Autumn Clark just 47% from the free throw line. Came in averaging 3.4 points per game, but had 7 in the victory over Brunswick back in November. 1 point lead for the Dolphins. Williams on the near side. Starling out deep. Man defense now for the Titans. We've seen them in a zone a lot. Kennedy flip, no. Starling offensive rebound. Dolphins starting to work the offensive glass. And then miscommunication on the pass there. Starling was looking for Smith. Rivera went to the bench on that last foul on Brunswick. Into the forecourt, Alexander. Williams with some ball pressure. The screen is set, and then the bad pass. Looking for Freeman, but Freeman was too far away to have a chance at that one. Guilford Tech, as I mentioned in the first half, is 145th out of 153 D2 teams in turnovers per game. Dolphins average 18.6, better in that category. Starling with a nice move to the bucket. And she'll go to the free throw line looking for her first points. Kaya has not lit it up offensively here today, but has been playing well over the last 4 games. 10.3 points per game, 3.5 steals, 2.3 blocks. And as I mentioned in the first half, Kaya has moved up to 3rd in Region 10 in blocks per game, 1.6 on the season. She's got a couple already here today, and she's got her first point as well. Starling has struggled from the free throw line this season. But gets them both here. So lead back to 3 for Brunswick. Both teams with a team foul here in the first 4 minutes of this third quarter. Krishima, glad to be back with you from the home studio in Ohio as Clark's pass is tipped, taken away by Brunswick. Out on the run, the Dolphins. The cutter is Kennedy, and she's called for the offensive foul, and that's big because that's her 3rd. She's going to have to be real careful now. Dolphins cannot win with Princess Kennedy out of this game. It's not going to happen. And Joe Gaughan is going to play it conservative here and take her out. Now, I will say this. Last time Kennedy went to the bench, Joe Gaughan was able to give her an extended rest. That's when the Dolphins pushed that to an 8-point lead. So they were able to increase their lead without her in that second quarter. So we'll see if the Dolphins can do the same here. Attacking is Harris, and we got a tie-up, I believe. I don't know the officials out of our frame, but it will be Dolphins basketball either way.
We'll take it.
So Dolphins leading by 3. Biggest lead was 8. Guilford led by 4, I believe, in that first half. Mitchell had trouble with the pass, gets it out to Starling. Mitchell sets a screen. Starling deflected, got it back. Now Mitchell, the jumper, got it to go. Destiny with 4. And the lead is 5. Again, Kennedy on the bench with a game-high 16 points. Here's Freeman over to Rooks. Bounce pass down low, deflected by Mitchell. Numbers 4-on-1 for Brunswick. What a dime. Mitchell, yes, off the glass. The assist by Williams. Mitchell with 6. Brunswick by 7, just past the midway point.
You got it. Keep working.
And we're going to get a timeout here by Erica Handy. So things starting to slip away for the Titans. Coach Handy calls for time. We'll be back in just a moment. 4:48 left to go here in this third quarter, and the Dolphins lead it by 7. So Harris now to inbound it. Harris, Alexander almost coughed it up there. Nice ball movement here, and then the reach on Mitchell. So Mitchell's now got 3. So this is where foul trouble again. Kennedy's on the bench with 3, and we're going to go to another timeout. 4:37 left to play here in the third quarter. Another break. Okay, the timeout parade is over, and we're back to basketball with the Dolphins up by 7. Second biggest lead of the game as Alexander gets a much-needed 3 to go down. Just the second triple, I believe, for either team. I think Guilford has both 3s. I don't think Brunswick has made one from behind the arc. So the lead is 4. Kaya Starling going to work, attacks, skies it off the glass and in. Starling with 4. Brunswick by 6. Rooks. Oh, Harris is wide open, and the Dolphins tip the pass out of bounds. Jones and her clap it out. So 4:05 to go in the game. And 20 on the shot clock, or are they checking that? It is 20, so Harris to inbound. Gets it to the cutter. Jones off the glass and good. Jones up to 6 points. Lead is 4 for Brunswick. Inside 4 to go here in the third quarter. Kennedy back in. Mitchell is out. Both of those players with 3 fouls as Kennedy draws contact on Jones. Second team foul on Guilford, and Kennedy is playing just really intelligent basketball here in this game. Is that Harris? No, that is, let's see who's back in. I believe Jasmine Riggs in for Guilford. Apologies if that's incorrect. So Kennedy now with a game-high 18 points. Brunswick back up by 6. Game that's had 7 ties and 4 lead changes. Dolphins in a zone here. They look down low for Jones. It's trickled away. Jones off 1 foot, couldn't get it to go. Dolphins are running. Pushing it is Rivera to Kennedy. Bucket is good. Kennedy has 20. This is the biggest lead, matching the biggest lead for Brunswick tonight. Clark with the hop step. Titans can't answer. Remember what I talked about in the first half. Getting into double figures in a game like this where both teams struggle offensively, you have a major advantage. Here is Smith for 3, no good. And the Titans get a much-needed stop. with 3 minutes to go. Quarter number 3. Alexander into the front court. Harris cut off, throws a high pass. It's a steal by Williams. Williams with a 3-on-2. Gets it out to Smith. Thought about it. Instead, they go to Kennedy. Kennedy off the glass, no good. Nice box out there by Clark. Clark goes right to the hoop and scores. Terrible defense there by Brunswick. The lead is 6 again for the Dolphins. 2:20 to go here in the third. Rivera attacks. It's tied up. Contact there. 3 team fouls now on the Titans. So Rivera, opportunity to get into double figures. Chelsea Rivera, 7th in Region 10 in steals per game. Best free throw shooter on the team as well at 76%. Had a game-high 16 points in the first meeting against Guilford Tech, now with 9 here today. Look, it's snowing and it's dark here in Cleveland, so I think it's nighttime, but no, it's 4:14 in the afternoon. 9 points for Rivera. High pass, Alexander struggled with it and called for traveling, so Titans turn it over. Rivera, front court to Kennedy. What a game for Kennedy, 20 points. It's tied up here. Nice defensive play there by Freeman. And she wins the possession for her. That's terrific defense by Ava Freeman, who I didn't even have on my roster today. So hasn't seen a lot of run for this Titans team, but gets a stop here. Alexander, now Freeman over to Harris. Good ball movement by the Titans, but Thompson gets tied up. So Dolphins give it right back to him. And Brunswick now leading by 7 with an opportunity to take its biggest lead of the afternoon. Clark Rivera getting it to Kennedy. And they say Kennedy stepped over the line. I don't think so. Let me see if I can run that back real quick. I thought she was in the front court. Let's see this. Yeah, they're subbing, so we got a minute to look at this. Oh, yep. Good call. Good call. Half her foot was over the line. So a mistake there by the Dolphins. See if the Titans can capitalize. Almost cough it up here. Instead, Alexander fires a triple, no good. Offensive rebound by Clark. Counted in the foul for Clark. So Guilford not going away as the Dolphins' 7-point lead may be down to 4 here in a moment. I think the officials, there might be some talking going on that he's had enough of. So everybody's been given a warning here. And Clark, opportunity now to get into double figures. 9 points on the day, make it 10. Second player in the game for Guilford in double figures. Davis still leads them with 14. Minute 17 to go in the quarter. Kennedy blows by the defense. Too strong off the glass. And it's Davis with the board. Throw ahead to Clark. Clark driving, and Clark gets tied up. It's going to be a foul on Brunswick, and if it is, it's going to put them over the limit. Dolphins have been able to get these big leads, but they've been giving it right back to the Titans. Got to close these quarters strong. That's the next step in the process, as Freeman goes out, and Jones comes back in. So Clark back at the line. Guilford's got 1:06 of bonus time. Clark misses them both, and they say it's off Davis out of bounds. They thought off Starling, and now they changed the call. So it will be Titans basketball. Harris looking to get it in. Open look. Alexander way off on the 3. Rebound ripped away. Davis puts it off the glass. Dolphins again just not closing the quarter strong. Lead is down to 2. 45-43. 50 seconds to go. Kennedy looking for the cutter, Rivera, and it's tipped out of bounds by Jones. Kennedy was just about a 1/10 of a second too late on that pass. Couple of ticks too late. That gave Jones a chance. But it stays with Brunswick. Kennedy backing down, too strong off the glass. Tip for the rebound. It's chased down by Jones. About an 8-second difference. Game and shot clock here. Williams almost came away with the steal. Guilford will have to inbound kind of in that awkward corner over there. Davis, what a game. Came up short, got the miss, goes to work again. Davis misses again, comes away with it again. Just outworking 3 Dolphins players underneath. And Kennedy is hurt. Oh, not good for Brunswick. Kennedy is down. A game-high 20 points for Princess Kennedy. And while they look at her, we're going to go to a break. Well, you can see there Kennedy walking off okay. Thank God for that, because she has really scored about half of Brunswick's points today, so she'll get looked at, but looking really good after looking initially really bad there for Kennedy. 5-second difference, game and shot clocks. Titans will inbound it here now. So Kennedy on the bench. Guilford came from 8 back to tie us at the half, and now they have tied things up here, coming 7 back, as Davis now with 18 points in the game. 7 seconds. Dolphins got to get going, and we got a foul. That's a foul to give there for Guilford, so that's just their 4th. Dolphins will have just under 4 seconds to go here in the quarter. Williams now will inbound it. Are they going to give them more time? I don't know, with the officials over there talking to the scoring table. It gives Erica Handy an opportunity to bring in some size off the bench. Oh, they throw it right off the back. Couldn't get the bucket. Put back by Smith, no. And we are tied again at 45 apiece. It's anybody's game here at Brunswick. We'll be back with the 4th quarter here in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. No Princess Kennedy yet. She left with about 19 seconds to go in that third quarter with an injury. Hopefully she'll be able to get back out there. A game-high 20 for her. Davis has 18 for Guilford. It's been the two post players who have speared their efforts for their respective teams. Harris over to Rooks. This is Jones getting it out. Three ball by Alexander, no good. Put back by Jones, can't go. A third crack at it, no for Davis. Fourth crack at it now as Davis has yet another offensive rebound. Can't give a team this many chances here for Brunswick, but they don't have a lot of rebounding size. That air ball came right to Jones, but Jones couldn't handle it, so Dolphins escaped that possession. Brunswick led by 7 in that third quarter. They led by 8 in the second, and in both times, Guilford was able to rally late and tie us up. So we're even. We've had 8 ties, 4 lead changes this afternoon. Rivera going to work to scoop and score. She's in double figures now with 11. Brunswick back on top. Far side Harris. Alexander down low. Turnaround Davis, no good. Nice box out there by Rivera. Brunswick's been able to run. They have numbers here as the Titans not getting back, but cutter is Starling, banks it off the glass. Kaya now with 6. 49-45, Brunswick back up by 4. Mitchell with 3 fouls, Kennedy with 3 fouls. Harris, top of the key for Guilford. Guilford has lost 13 games in a row. Their lone win of this year was against Brunswick back on November 10th. They have not won since then. Almost 3 months trying to end that drought, and the bunny is good for Jones, who's having a nice game off the bench with 8 points. 2-on-2 now, back in transition. Starling can't get the roll. Offensive rebound, Williams. Gets it out, Mitchell. Back to Starling. Starling flips it up and in. Starling now with 8. Dolphins back up by 4. Dolphins, it's been a while since they've won back-to-back games, and it's been a while since they've won at home. 3-11. They get a steal here. Numbers now a 3-on-1. The no-look, Rivera left it short, and somehow Alexander survives. Harris now to Jones, who's in double figures with 10 now. The lead is 2. Well, I thought after that first quarter maybe we were just going to play first to 40, but it's looking now like first to 60. Starling has it blocked. Jones, valuable on both sides of the basketball. 2-on-2 now. Here is Davis. The turnaround by Rooks, no good. Davis is there, and we are tied. Davis matches Kennedy with 20. We've had 9 ties and 4 lead changes. This is a Titans team that has scored over 60 one time all year. Smith over to Rivera, back to Smith, couldn't handle the pass. Opportunity for the Titans to take their first lead here in this second half now. Chris Shima, glad to be with you today. We have 2 more home games. Dolphins start a 3-game road trip next Wednesday at Lewisburg, who has now rescheduled on us 4 times. So we'll see them probably at the end of the year. Ridiculous. Thompson, the hop step by Clark, couldn't get it to go. Put back down low is good, and Guilford leads. That was Freeman with her first bucket. Dolphins got to respond here now. Kennedy is back in the game. Good to see her back out there, and we're going to get an offensive foul. Well, another bucket here by Guilford. We'll see a Brunswick timeout most likely as the momentum has gotten away from them. Credit Jones and Davis. 30 of the 53 combined by those 2 players. And, you know, it's just the size right now for the Titans.
Go Wyatt,
Extra,
get a stop right here. Get a stop right here.
extra chance opportunities really helping the Titans. Both of those players out right now, but the offensive rebounding continues. This time it's Freeman going to Thompson. Now Freeman over Kennedy. Kennedy altered that shot, another offensive rebound. Dolphins got to get a board. They do. Here's Starling in the front court. Starling, tough angled shot there. She forced that. That was bad offense. Alexander now in the front court. Freeman cross court. Clark to the hoop. And Clark puts it right up and in. No defense there. This matches the biggest lead of the game for Guilford. Kennedy trying to answer. She draws contact. Foul on Thompson. So we're past the midway point here in the fourth quarter. This one's starting to slip away for Brunswick as Guilford Tech now leading by 4. Princess Kennedy at the line when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Guilford erasing a 7-point deficit, now leading by 4, matching their biggest lead of the game. Dolphins' biggest lead has been 8. 9 ties, 5 lead changes. Princess Kennedy at the free throw line, a game-high 20, matching Zoe Davis, who also has 20. Williams on the bench right now, Mitchell back in. And Kennedy looking to add to her totals. Now the game's leading scorer with 21. Kennedy over 12 points per game, but really shown us what she can do. Getting a lot of run here in the second half of the season, again without Shantae Douglas. Clark top of the key. Clark gets it back. Ball deflected. It comes to Davis. They collapse around her, leaving Alexander open, and she buries the 3. Big one there. Alexander, her second triple. A Guilford Tech team second last in the NJCAA in 3-point attempts. To the bucket, Rivera is fouled. Chelsea with 11 points today will try to add to her total. Biggest lead now of the game for Guilford is 5. Still plenty of time here in this one. But Dolphins got to be careful here. Second team foul on the Titans, 1 on Brunswick. Rivera, again, best free throw shooter on the team, 76% this season. So a dozen in the game for Chelsea now. As Brunswick Trying to win back-to-back games after taking down Richard Bland in Virginia on Sunday. Trailing by 3. Credit the Titans. They've hit some big shots down the stretch here. Really balanced game for them. Rooks on the reverse. No. Fight for the rebound. Won by Rivera. Her pass was tipped, and then Alexander runs out of room. Kennedy was looking for a whistle, saying she was fouled. With 3:52 left to go, it will be Dolphins basketball. Some light pressure here for the Titans. Not on the ball, though, as Rivera walks it up. Rivera swings it out. Mitchell, the rainbow shot goes in. Mitchell with 8. It says it's tied. As the runner no good by Alexander. So evidently we're tied. I thought it was a 1-point game. Entry pass deflected. It's a steal. Smith will pull it back. Now gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy attacks. Blocked. Got it back. Kennedy to Mitchell now. Mitchell will reset here. That went through the legs of Smith. Able to recover. Here's Kennedy looking to drive on Jones. Kennedy spinning. Getting the roll. Dolphins lead. And they do adjust the score now, so it's 59-58. So still 9 ties, now 6 lead changes. Kennedy with 24 today. Here is Harris to the bucket. No, tip for the rebound, and we got a foul called on the Titans. What a game for Kennedy. Couple of changes. Guilford going to take Davis out of the game. So Davis goes out. So does Jones. So they take out their leading scorer here. Davis does have 3 fouls, but, I mean, it's crunch time. I'm surprised with this. We'll see if the Dolphins can take advantage. It's Rivera up top. Here is Starling around the defense. Right to the bucket and scores. Starling in double figures with 10. Lead is 3 for Brunswick. And that's going to be tipped by Rivera. Davis might just be gassed. I mean, she looks exhausted on the bench, so it might just be Erica Handy trying to buy her just a minute of rest here. We'll see. Inbound goes to Freeman. Freeman gets it back, driving on Kennedy, got it to go. So Freeman comes in, makes an impact. 61-60, Dolphins lead is 1, 2:04 to go in the game. Mitchell cut off. Oh, defense left her, and she buries the bucket. Mitchell in double figures now. Mitchell with 10. Starling called for the reach. Both teams with 3 team fouls, so Dolphins still have 1 more to give.
Go, Kai. Good D right here. Straight up. You got it.
Rooks inbound it. And we got another foul. This time it's on Rivera. Now Dolphins got to be careful. You do not want to give up free points when you have the lead this late in the game.
You can't.
We're going to get a timeout by the Titans. Minute 41 left to go. It's a 1-possession game. welcome back. Minute 41 left to go in the game. Dolphins lead in a one-possession game. $20 on the shot clock for the Titans, and it's going to be Harris to inbound it. Harris out deep. They're looking down for Freeman. Can't get the bounce, but she's fouled. No, they called a tie-up. It's a tie-up. And it'll be Dolphins basketball with 1:28 left to go. And here come Davis and Jones right back in. Like I said, I thought they'd be in the close it out. Just give them a couple of minutes on the bench. Rivera breaks the press. Rivera right to the hoop. Out of control. Here comes Alexander. 1:20 to go. Dolphins don't have a foul to give. Here's a three by Harris. We are tied. Harris ties us for the 10th time. 63 apiece. Dolphins got to settle down here. Rivera recognizes. She backs it out as we go inside a minute to go in the game. Backdoor cut by Starling. Starling off 1 foot, and the Dolphins lead. Starling with a dozen. And we got another timeout. Guilford Tech calls for time. 65-63. We will be back in just a moment. .1 left to go, and the Dolphins lead by 2, 65-63. Inbound goes right down low, and they get the tie up. It'll stay with Guilford as Jones was tied up. No fouls to give for Brunswick. 1 to give for Guilford. We got a foul called here, and it's going against the Titans. So a foul on the inbound. And we got a little wet spot out on the court. So if you're the Titans here and it's a 2-point game, you do not need the foul. Still plenty of difference between the game and shot clock, 16 seconds. I believe Guilford, they've used quite a bit of their timeouts, but both teams still have 2 left. So you can advance the ball, get a stop, play defense here for the Titans. Neither team has a foul to give, and if you're Brunswick here, get a bucket, make it a 2-possession game, and you're in the driver's seat. Starling's been good down the stretch. She's up to a dozen. Kennedy leads everybody with 24. Rivera with 13. Mitchell with 10. Leading scorers for Brunswick. So into Rivera. Rivera with the crossover. What a nasty move. Forced the pass, though. It's recovered by Mitchell. And I think a player down for Guilford on that crossover. Rivera Might have gotten an ankle breaker in the literal sense here. So 37.4 seconds left to go in the game. Dolphins will have it with 21 on the shot clock, and we'll take a quick break here. So I believe it was Autumn Clark. She is up on the bench for Guilford. Not sure if we'll see her get back. That was a long injury timeout. So Dolphins got to work the clock here, get a bucket, and they're in the driver's seat. 34 seconds to go. Brunswick by 2. Kennedy backing down, swings it out to Rivera. 12 to shoot. Starling now with 9 to shoot. Mitchell fires a deep 3. It didn't draw the rim, and then it goes out of bounds. So the shot clock is off, and the Titans will have 20.4. No timeout here for the Titans. Or will they call for time here? Boy, these officials just no hurry to make anything happen. All right, so 20.4. Titans do call timeout. And they'll advance the ball, and we will step aside here for a moment. All right, that was a quicker timeout here. I thought it might be a full, instead just a 20. So possession arrow does favor Guilford here with 20 seconds. Here is Harris. Harris gets tied up, and they call a foul. So 2 free throws and an opportunity for Guilford to tie it. Precious Harris, one of their better free throw shooters, at 65%. Harris now with 7. Dolphins again 2 timeouts, so they can advance the ball here. We are tied. 11 ties in this game. Dolphins cannot close out the Titans. This has been a problem in the second quarter. They went up by 8. Guilford came right back. We were tied at 28 at the half. Then in the third quarter, Dolphins went up by 7. We were tied at 48 at the end of 3. Dolphins went up by 5 here, and the Titans have answered right back, and we are even at 65 apiece. We will take a quick timeout. Dolphins will try to walk it off here on their home court, win back-to-back games for the first time in a while. We'll see if they can here in a couple of seconds. Okay, so Brunswick basketball out of this timeout, tying it to 65. We'll see what Joe Gahan has drawn up here. Kennedy leads them with 24. Starling's been nice here in the second half. She's got a dozen. Rivera with 13. It'll be Rivera to inbound it. So Rivera looking to get it in. Gets it into Starling. Starling backing down, puts it off the glass, and it's good. Dolphins have the lead. Starling with 14, 10 seconds to go. Can the Titans answer yet again, or will the Dolphins get a stop here? We'll find out. Final 10 and a half coming up here in just a moment. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be back with you. 10 and a half for the Dolphins. Can they get a stop? The Titans have kept it on every time that the Dolphins have been able to make a rally and get the lead. The Titans have answered. Let's see if Brunswick can get a stop here. 7 seconds to work with for Harris. Down low, it's Thompson. She gets tied up. The jump ball possession arrow will keep it with the Titans with 1.1. Dolphins are a second away from ending this home losing streak. What are we doing? All right. Thompson to inbound it. And it's stolen away by Rivera, and the Dolphins are going to win it. 67-65. The Dolphins split the season series with the Titans. They get their third home victory, and they win back-to-back Region 10 games for the first time in a long time. How about the effort today by the Dolphins? Kennedy with 24, Starling with 14, Rivera 13, Mitchell with 10, and this short-handed Dolphins team wins it today. 67-65, it's Brunswick winning their fourth game of the year, and the losing streak continues for the Titans, who fall now to 1-14. We will, that'll do it for us. Dolphins going on a road trip. We'll be back with you later on this month as the Dolphins wrap up the regular season. Richard Bland and Lewisburg later on this year, so come on back. Once again, your final score today, Brunswick 67 and Guilford Tech 65. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.